Let's consider the core principles of human rights. Human rights belong to everyone, and this is what we mean by the term universality. They belong to everyone just for the very fact that they're human. That means you don't have to earn them, they're not a reward for good behaviour. They exist because of human dignity, the idea that every person has value simply for being human. Human rights don't depend on where you're from or your passport. They apply to citizens, migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers alike. They also don't disappear if someone's unpopular or has broken the law. I mean, even people accused of very serious crimes still have basic rights. The right to a fair trial and protection from torture or inhuman treatment. And this is especially important for minorities or vulnerable groups. Human rights exist to protect those who might be ignored or marginalised or very easy to abuse. So in short, human rights are universal. That means they protect everyone, not just the majority. It also means that they stay in place even when it's uncomfortable or politically difficult. Let's move on to consider the next core principle, which is indivisibility. Now, all human rights are interconnected and equally important. Now, when we say rights are interconnected, we mean they don't exist on their own. One right often depends on others to really work. You can't fully enjoy one right if other rights are being ignored. For instance, if people can't speak freely or challenge unfair treatment, it's much harder for them to get access to education or to healthcare or to other basic services. Now, because of this, denying one right often undermines others. Human rights work as a system. Weaken one part and then the whole system will obviously become weaker. Inalienability. Now, human rights are inalienable. Now, this means they can't normally be taken away or given up. The word inalienable comes from the idea that these rights are permanently part of you just for being human. You don't lose them because of who you are, what you believe, or even if you've broken the law. That doesn't mean rights can never be limited. Sometimes restrictions are allowed, but they have to be lawful, justified, and proportionate. And the state needs a clear reason and must not go further than necessary. This is especially important for people who've committed crimes. Even then, human rights protect their dignity, as we said, for example, through fair trial and protection from torture. So in short, inalienability shows that human rights aren't privileges that are granted by the state. They are fundamental protections and they stay with us for life. And finally, we have equality and non-discrimination. Every person is entitled to fair and equal protection under the law. Now, this means that the law must treat everyone fairly, and no one is above it or below it. Everyone should have the same legal rights and access to justice. Human rights prohibit discrimination. That means people cannot be treated unfairly because of things like their race, their sex, their religion, disability, or sexual orientation. Now, these protections apply to everyone, not just certain groups. So equal protection ensures that human rights are not just theoretical ideas. They actively challenge unfair treatment in real life, making sure that everyone can live with dignity and fairness under the law.